When it comes to dividend kings like Colgate-Palmolive, there is usually only one reason for investing: growing and secure dividends. But can a company that was founded over 2 centuries ago, exactly in the same year that Napoleon Bonaparte destroyed the Holy Roman Empire, so quite a long time ago, can such a company still be innovative and resilient? Can it offer more than just dividends as an investment opportunity? Let's find out. But just so you would not get distracted, I did have a little accident, but I'll live. Okay, so as always, we will start with the ownership structure. Individual insiders. That is an X. Only 0.1% of the company is owned by individual insiders, and we would like to see this number over 2%. And are individual insiders buying? That is an X. We see only sale transactions in recent months. Okay, and what about super investors? That is a check with 6 super investors owning shares at Colgate-Palmolive. And these are some big investments. This company makes up 15.2% of Daniel Loeb's portfolio. And are super investors buying right now? That is a check with over 250,000 shares bought and only 1,700 shares sold. And how is the financial health of Colgate-Palmolive looking? Return on invested capital. That is a check at 28.1% 10-year median returns. And we want to see this number higher than 10%, so that is great. And free cash flow growth? That is an X at minus 3.4% 10-year compound annual growth rate. And if we look at the free cash flow history, we can see that it was pretty stable through the years, and then in 2022 there was this massive drop. Is it a one-time thing, or is it a sign of things getting out of hand for this company? Well, the management pointed to significant increases in raw materials and logistics costs worldwide, and also that it expects the difficult cost environment to continue for the next several quarters. But let me know in the comments what is your view on that free cash flow drop. And what do we know about net profit margin? It is a check at 9.9%, and the median for the sector is 4.1%. And now let's take a look at share buyback. It is a check. In the last 10 years, they bought back over 11% of their shares. So that is really good news for long-term investors. And the debt? It is an X. It would take Colgate-Palmolive over 3 years to pay the long-term debt with a 5-year average free cash flow. With a recent one, it would look even worse. Okay, so we know a bit about the fundamentals. Now let's take a look at the dividends. Dividend yield is 2.6%, so we get $1.88 annually per every share. And the payout ratio? This is an X at 62.6%, and we want to see the payout ratio somewhere between 20 and 50%. And this should not be a great surprise. They are a dividend king, so the dividends are constantly growing, and the earnings recently went down. So the difference is getting smaller, and we will just have to wait and see how they will deal with this problem in the coming quarters. And what about dividend growth? That is, of course, a check at 3.3% 5-year growth rate. And it is growing for 60 years. So that is impressive. Okay, so now let's value this company using a discounted cash flow formula. The PE is quite high at 34.1, so not a great sign. Now, we will estimate the growth of Colgate-Palmolive for the next 10 years, and we will make 3 scenarios of this growth. So, in the low scenario, we will estimate a growth of 0% for the entire 10 years. In the medium, 2% and 1%. And in the high scenario, 4% for the first 5 years and then 3%. So with such estimates, the intrinsic value in the low scenario is $26, in the medium $31, and in the high scenario $37. But we have to always add a margin of safety to those prices. I use a 30% one. And this allows me to be wrong in my estimates and still have a decent chance of making this investment work. And with such a margin, we get, in the low scenario, $18, in the medium, $21, and in the high one, $26. And the current price is around $74. So it is all in the red and by quite a margin. Colgate-Palmolive is expensive, but you pay for stability and dividends and all that comes with a massive company with an incredible history. The interesting question is, will the recent poor results continue and how that may influence the stock price? Will it create an opportunity for an interesting investment? And of course, we will add this analysis to our stock ranking where we compare companies we've analyzed in the past using up-to-date prices to find the best bargains. So check out our Patreon page if you're interested. And if you want to know more about some of the dividend kings, then you can find my analysis of Procter & Gamble here and PepsiCo here. Thanks for watching and bye-bye.